Another Christmas. Another day of sitting alone while talking to myself while playing video games for the internet. Hello guys, this is UniversalGiant, and welcome back to Breath of the Wild. Last time, we got the Master Sword. Probably not going to use it for much, but you can see I've also changed all of my hearts that we needed to get the Master Sword into stamina again. And I also decided to dye our Gerudo cross-dressing outfit. No particular reason for it, I was just kind of sick of seeing the traditional one. Because it's one of those outfits that you absolutely have to wear for story progression. And considering changing your clothes isn't that fast, a lot of speedruns tend to keep them on the way they are, and I get kind of sick of looking at them the way they are. So I hope you don't mind I changed it to red.
Yet another traveler. How did you get in here?
I walked in the front door.
Seems you have something rather interesting there.
Now, another reason I wanted to make sure I got the Master Sword before at least one of these, I have always completed each of these 4 segments in Divine Beasts before getting the Master Sword. And you've seen in the last 3 places we went to, they either questioned why we didn't have it, or didn't believe who we were because we didn't have it. So I'm very curious to see how the dialogue here changes now that we do. Damn. Well, time for Plan E. Good, so can I wear whatever I want now, or do I have to wear this the entire time? Sure, let me do all the hard work for you before I can save you. Why not? Well, I guess you do actually need it, so a little help couldn't hurt, I guess. You know, I don't think she says that if you don't have the sword. I was going to say I didn't notice any real significant changes, and she didn't mention the sword by name, but I think there were a select few lines in that dialogue that were a bit different. Very interesting. Alright, so what do I have to do? Your chief told me to go somewhere. I guess that's where we're going. Alright, now, there's one other thing I wanted to check, because I'm going to need my Gales. I want to know how many I have left. Does it say how many I have? It doesn't. I remember using one. Alright, well, if you don't know where you're going, I know where I'm going. And I believe the way out is over here. Is it you I talked to? Sounds easy to me. Alright, let's seal the deal. I still need 15 rupees. You know what, then? Let's see if we can get our own. I don't think they're on this side. I think they're on the opposite side. I'm not used to not having money. This is very weird to me. Only having 5 rupees to your name is rather uncommon. I don't think there are any on that side. I know there are a few on this side. The problem is, these are slower than the ones that you can rent out. You just gotta surprise them a bit. I just gotta make sure I'm going the right way. I think... yeah, it's up there. So we want to go about the same direction we're facing. So this is sand seal surfing. It's probably the most enjoyable way to get through a desert in any Zelda game to date. There's not really much else to say about it. I'm not sure if using the normal seal is faster or the same speed than, say, going downhill on a shield surf. Might be about the same. But just like riding with your horse, you want to make sure that you don't take it off of any cliffs that it shouldn't be going down. So this thing won't jump off of a rocky surface. And the place that we're heading for is, as you can imagine, enemy territory. So when we get close, I don't think the seal is going to be too happy about it. But you can see there's all sorts of stuff scattered about the desert. See, there were some enemies hiding around, there were some treasure chests that were buried in the sand. And of course there are other goodies and enemies and whatnot to find out there, even though it looks really expansive and empty. There's plenty of stuff out there for you to find. It's one of the nice things about this game. However empty a place looks, there's almost always something there for you to find. It makes exploring even the most empty-looking and mundane sections still a joy to do. I don't think whoever's here wants us here. Alright, now since this is a normal yellow sand seal, as soon as we let him go, he's just going to run away. So you gotta keep that in mind. And I guess... do I want to keep wearing this? I mean, I could. I don't think they're going to care what I'm dressed like, so maybe we'll put something a little more appropriate on. So Riju mentioned something about the Yiga clan. That's a nice bow. Now, you've also probably noticed up until this point we hadn't run into anything that dropped money. Like, those are the first rupees we picked up in the entire game off of the floor. And if you think about it, it makes sense that the only enemies that would have money are human-like enemies. But these things also specialize in a duplex bow, which fires 2 arrows at once. Of course, it's still relatively weak as a result of that, because you wouldn't expect something that would fire 2 arrows would be... Wow, these things are pretty weak. Sorry, buddy, I got motion controls on. That stuff doesn't fake me out. But the bow's almost gone, so I guess we'll drop it. The duplex bow is fun to play around with. I like the bows that shoot arrows as opposed to a single arrow. I don't know, there's just something about it conceptually that makes it really interesting. You don't question how it works. Forget, does another one spawn in here, or is it just the fact that I usually bring one in? Now, as you can imagine, there are a number of different places that we could go. I believe the only one that actually reveals a path for us is through here. There it is. I guess we have to get our Thunder Helm back, or their Thunder Helm back. I guess this is a Gerudo's Fortress kind of stealth mission, huh? Ironic. I haven't seen them do anything besides eat bananas and walk around. Must be some kind of life. So like pretty much everything else in the game so far, there are a number of different ways you can go about doing this. One thing you can do is feed them. They'll be too you know what, I don't want to waste durability on the Master Sword. You can distract them, get up behind them and kill them. That's one thing you could do. I think that also works on this guy. See if he notices it. There he goes. Poor guy never knew what hit him. That's one thing you could do. And it's nice if you have the Champion's Tunic on, you can actually see them moving around through the walls. Makes that part a little bit easier. And up here we have their secret banana hoard. So if anybody's hungry, this is where to go. But the place that we actually want to go is through there, behind that guy. Now, when you're obviously expected to go down there. I thought you could climb up there. I guess I was wrong. Alright, buddy, eat up. I didn't mean to jump down here, but if I'm down here, you're gonna eat. I think I could also gale up there if I wanted to, but I want to save my gales. So this is the way I normally go about it. I'm very cautious when I try going through this place. I forget which way he turns. He goes that way. Okay, I meant to throw it a bit further. So he's just walk up to it, grab it off the floor, and continue on his merry way. I'm always especially cautious in these stealth sections because getting captured frightens me. More than it probably should. So the idea is just to throw it in a direction that is far away from you, and also in a direction that is opposite the one that you want to go, so you can actually sneak up behind them. I don't know why you're going this way. You should not be going this way. You never go this way. Why are you going this way? I have never seen you go that way. Maybe he walks in a figure eight and I've just never noticed because I always caught him on the same cycle. I suppose it's possible. I think you can also just jump straight past that guy if you're careful, but it's a bit of a crapshoot. Alright, we're through. And for our troubles, we get... Sure. But you may also notice there are little bumps in the sand. Now this is another clever piece of design, in that you see those buried in the sand, so you think to use magnesis, and when you do, you notice this too. It's also kind of funny that only one side of that wall is magnetic. I'm not sure why they did it that way. But I like the fact that they made sure they put little breadcrumbs for you to find, to encourage you to find the secret without even consciously looking for it. Well, this certainly doesn't look like a boss arena of any kind. Not at all. I'm sure the Thunder Helm is just sitting right out here for the taking. You weren't napping here. No, it's just a souvenir from Kakariko Villa, an iPad. No, he died 100 years ago. I'm Blanc. Don't you belong in the Elite Four? Alright, so here we have the most difficult boss in the entire game. Watch closely now. Alright, that was pretty difficult, but I think it gets even harder from here. Also gonna have to switch weapons. Let's see what we got. I don't really remember. I'm running out of things I feel like wasting. Is that gonna hit him? Nope. Oh, he's good. He avoided that without even moving. That's impressive. Alright, buddy. There you go. Another round? I guess he's up for another round. Alright, Koga, do your worst. Oh, he's probably got something even more dangerous up his sleeve. Here it comes. Oh, it's a big one. I don't know if I'm going to be able to avoid that. I don't know, he's floating all the way up there. We can't reach him, he's behind a shield. And he's dead. I don't know, I really like the fact that you learn a little bit about the Yiga clan when you go around, you do side stuff, and you could probably guess based on the fact that their insignia is an upside-down version of the Sheikah one, that they'd have access to similar kind of technology and magic that the Sheikah do. I think it's really cool how he's able to use some of those powers for himself, even the ones that Link has been using as his runes for the Sheikah Slate. But it's also kind of funny that he's a bit of a joke. Even he finds it funny. Oh, another metal ball. I'm sure I can't use magnesis on that. Leave it to Koga to show off his big balls. Hey, it was there all along. How about that? Well, I guess we'll go back to Gerudo Town then. And before we do, I assume we're going to have to change clothes again. As much as I'd prefer not to. No, don't call the horse. Oreo can't hear you anyway, Link. So unfortunately... Actually, now that I'm thinking about it... You know, let me just burn the Gales. I don't remember if I have them or not. Or how many of them I have. So I'm just gonna get rid of them now. I think I used one recently. Let me just check to make sure that's all of them. Okay, it's on a 6-minute cooldown, good. Because I'm going to want all 3 of them, and I wasn't sure if I had already used all of them or not, or if I'd used one. So I needed like a couple minutes to remember. Alright, so let's cook some food, I guess. We have so many bananas, we might as well make some cooked bananas. So these will be good for healing as well as attack power. I don't think we'll really need anything else. You aren't using these anyway. I promise that's the last one. I know it's a bit overkill. So now that we have the Thunder Helm, I think they want us to meet Riju up in her room. So we'll just climb up and around. Speak to her here. No reason to go through the main chamber. That's some kind of sixth sense you have. I like Riju. Even though she's just a child, she still has that air of maturity about her that you'd expect the leader of any of these tribes to have. It's rather impressive for someone of her age. It's easy to forget how old she really is.
Ah, well, you certainly got here fast. I should have expected as much, from the princess's own appointed knight. She was out on a survey all day today. Still as the sands now. So, spill it, boy. Have the two of you been getting along all right? It's okay, I know. Your silence speaks volumes. She gets frustrated every time she looks up and sees you carrying that sword on your back. It makes her feel like a failure when it comes to her own destiny. Don't worry, it's not like you carry blame in any of this. It's unfortunate. She's put in more than enough time. Ever since she was a young girl, she's gone through rigorous daily routines to show her dedication. She once passed out in the freezing waters trying to access this sealing power. And she has nothing to show for it. That's the motivation driving her research. I'd be doing the same thing. She really is quite special. You be sure to protect her with your life. It's quite the honor. The night brings a chill. It's probably time we take her in. Or...
Barbosa! What was that? Did you feel that? Wait, what? How did you... What are you doing here? What's so funny?
Barbosa's such a troll, I love it. I'm not gonna lie to you. It is a tad big. Of course I'll help you. That's what I'm here for. You'll be fine, Riju. I promise. So I guess we're gonna take a sand seal over there. Do I want to rent one? I mean, it's not too long of a distance. I do have the money for it. I also like how, even though we're in the desert, they have this whole... It's not really a river, but it's like... I don't know how to describe it or what this is. Like an aquifer? Not really. They have water running all over the top of the town. Alright, I'm sorry to do this to another one, but I do need a sand seal. So let me just make sure we're going in the correct direction. But of course, since we're in the desert at nighttime, we're going to need some warmth protection. So I guess we'll wear that. This looks so weird, I think I'm going to stick with it. But the outpost isn't too far away. One other thing I like about the Urbosa memory is that it also taps into something along with Zelda that we haven't necessarily seen yet, that she... or we may have, I don't remember what memories I've shown. But Zelda's trying really difficult to access a sealing power, which we've seen in other Zelda games. All of the princesses have had some means of sealing away Ganon or the darkness. And for whatever reason, it seems like the Zelda in this game, although she's trying really, really, really hard to, hasn't been able to access that power yet. Or at least wasn't able to back then. And given the state of affairs now, we can piece together how that panned out. But she at least seems like she's able to contain it now. Look at how hilarious this outfit is. Oh no, are we going to need to collect at least 20 bomb arrows? Am I going to have to fight a Lionel for that? That's going to be really annoying. It'd be nice if somebody could provide those bomb arrows for me instead. Yes, I promise I will not die. You have my word. Absolutely not. Oh hey, bomb arrows.